Welcome to class 24 of Python programming. We'll discuss least comprehension today, and towards the end, we'll see how time in Python works. It will be a short class. This is also very important because whenever you see Python coding, you will see least comprehension in most of the cases. We're starting from here. Okay, there is nothing here. Let's go here. S numbers is a list here, empty list. For I in range 1 to 101, that means I will start with 1, not 0. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100. You have to find I square. Not only you find I square here, you have to append I square all the time. Okay. Then you print here. You get all square numbers between 1 to 100. Right? Can you modify the program and you show me each time, because initially the S numbers is 0, right? I mean, sorry, it's empty. There is nothing. Then after once you will get 1. After 2 times you will get 1, 4. After 3 times you will get 1, 4, 9. Can you show me that way? Every time you do, I'll make it 11 for you. See, the final one I'm getting here, right? 1, 4, 9, but initially it is empty. This is a for loop. Okay, each time one number will be added, appended. So I want to see each time it appends on number. Is it possible here? Anyone? Yes, Anu?
Sir. Sir, I cannot understand your
I
question.
can't hear you today.
Sir, I cannot understand your question.
Yeah, the question is, I used a for loop. Okay. It will append I square starting from 1 square. It will append 1 square. Then it will append 2 square. Then it will append 3 square. Then it will append 4 square. Then it will append 10 square. That is 100. So initially it was empty. Okay. Suppose I make it 2. Then if I run it, you get only 1. Because it will start, I will take number 1. It was empty initially.
I'm not able to listen.
Okay, you are not able to listen means you must have some problem. You can check. I'm waiting. Because that will be according to your microphone setting, right? Or your speaker.
Now I can listen, but
Okay, that's fine.
I have not done anything. I don't know.
No, it's from your side only.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if there is a delay in internet connection also, suppose I speak here, like live YouTube videos, there is a lag. Yeah, maybe that thing.
Okay,
Whatever.
now it's fine.
Yeah, it's a empty list. Okay. For I in range 1 to 2, S numbers dot append I square. This means what actually? You try to understand this. What is the meaning of this for loop? Initially, I will take 1. Okay. Suppose here I is equal to 1. First time for I is equal to 1. what you are doing, S numbers, or I can write it sum of numbers. Okay, why I've written the big one? I don't know. I don't remember anyway. S numbers. It's already there. Why to change now? S numbers 1 I've written. Initially that was empty. Then initially this is empty. Okay, this one I copied here. In for loop, I will take 1, then I will take 2. No, I will not take 2. 2 minus 1, that is 1. Only if I write 3 here, then I will also take 2. Okay. I will take 2. Then I have to change this one also, the output. Here 2 square will come, 1 square, 2 square. Anyway. So it's not there. So in output, it's not there. So let me stick to only one number. 1 to 2 means only I will take 1. And then what will happen? New S numbers will be, because S numbers are empty. Okay. Here S numbers empty. But when I is 1, in S numbers, you append I square. I is 1. So 1 square you append. 1 square. That is 1. So the new output will be 1. If I change it to 11, what will happen? First time it will be 1. Second time for I is equal to 2. Now S numbers is already 1. Is already 1. Now what will happen? You have to append I square once again. Okay. I is 2 now. 2 square you have to append here. Append means you have to take it and write to the right of this. Okay. 1 square was there, 2 square. 2 square is 4. So if you print, you will get 1, 4. Similarly, up to 11, if you do, it will append starting from empty. It will append 1. It will append 2. That way it will continue. My question was, different. My question was not to get this way, but after appending each time you want to see. Suppose first time empty, second time 1, third time 1, 4. Okay. Fourth time 1, 4, 9. That way I wanted to see. Is it possible here?
Write a print statement in loop.
Print statement?
In loop and in the
Hmm.
loop. Then we will.
Yes. So starting from this one, because every time we append, what we do is every time we append, we print it. Then I will be changed. So first time we appended 1, then 4, then 9, that way. Okay. But we are not interested in this triangle here. We are interested only in one line, the final output, because our topic today is list comprehension. Okay. So this is a kind of recap for you. In list comprehension, instead of writing the for loop, we will just write one line within square bracket. Instead of writing a for loop, you just write I square for I in range. I square for I in range. This much is sufficient. You will get a list here. The same output you will get. Okay. But we'll make it 11. It looks very big. Okay. See, the outputs are same. So this is what we are studying. Remember, you have to write an expression. You have to write an expression. What is expression here? Expression is I square, I power 3, I plus 1, whatever expression you want to write. Okay. For you have to write value I, j, k, whatever you write in collection. The collection is range object here. Okay. This is the collection. So you write the collection here. We'll go to second one later, but remember expression for value in collection. Expression for value I, j, k, whatever you want to write in collection, this way written. So life makes easier, right? It's easier rather than writing a for loop, you can directly write this way. Append we are not using here. See, no append. Append you are not using, for loop you are not using. You can check time also. How much time it will take if you do this way or you will do this way. I'll introduce time function towards the end. Okay. You can check using time. Now, if you go to the second one, this is a list. Okay. And here, another for loop. If student dot starts with S, so here Sahiti will come, Senthil will come. Okay. S names dot append student. That means you have to append the student name only if there is a condition. Okay. If it starts with S, if you are wondering what it starts with, you can write randomly. Okay. Starts with is a method. How can you check, Anu? Starts with. Can you check starts with? Suppose you don't know, I've written starts with. You want to know whether such a functionality exists or not. How can you know that? Okay. There are
Sir,
certain
help
things.
function,
Pardon?
help function, we can use help function to
Yeah,
know.
from your side also, it's very low. I mean, I can't hear you properly. I don't know why.
I am saying we can use help function.
Okay, you can use help function, right?
Sir.
Okay. So do you think anything with help you write, you will get it? It's a method. Okay. So how you can use start function? First of all, where starts with is there. That is what you need to know.
Sir, starts with maybe it may be in strings because we are starting with, because we are applying a character, using a character. It is a function of string.
Okay. Okay. All right. So this is a string, right? So string function starts with is the string function. Okay. You can check from string help, you will get it for sure. Anyway, so student, because we are not talking about the full one, we are talking about one by one. If you write I here for I in names, okay, then I dot starts with, you can write. You need not write all. Why to make things complicated? This is one and the same. Dot starts with, you need to remember it's a method, string method. Okay. If there is S here, then you have to append that. So here, if you print, oh,
Sir, append I. You have to write. After
have to
append, you
write?
have to write I.
Okay. So now I got only two nums. I wanted to print only the names which started with S here. Okay, that way I got here. Now, if you go here, everything we got, whatever we have written. But in the expression, sometimes what we want is, you have a test, okay? This much is common. Then there is a if test, okay? Now that way if you write student, okay, we'll make it I. because we already changed that. I for I in names. If this is the test, okay. Now, if you ask me, see here, names is a collection here. That is the list. Here also we took a collection. That collection was range. That is the only difference, okay. The collection here, the same expression for value in collection. So value I we have taken, expression we have taken I, okay. In expression also we have taken I here. If you say, no, I don't want to take I want to take I plus 1, is it possible? Can I write I plus 1 or I square here? That you have to think. That is an expression. In expression also I have taken I, that's all. It is not a different one. You have to think, if I write plus I, whether it will work or not. Better, I would like to add here. Anything, names starts with, because here we are, I is a string, right? So string, you can concatenate string. So if you see this, there is a problem though. Okay, again, another problem, not that one, student. Yeah, name starts with S, I could have written here. Then this I will come here, right? So to avoid all this confusion, expression means this is a string expression, okay? Because I want the same thing, I'm not squaring. See, I can change here as well. If you want, instead of I square, I can write I. This is any expression. So then I will get the same numbers. I wanted to square the numbers. That's why I've written square numbers. Similarly here also, because this is a string, okay? You can write anything, but we wanted the same. If you want the same, you just write I. In the expression, it could be any expression containing I. If an integer, you write I plus 1, I plus 2, I cross I power I, whatever you want, you write. But if it's a string, you think similarly, okay? That's all. So we got these things, right? There is a test condition. So once you know, when if you have two also, you can write two conditions, not a problem. Like I said, we'll make it very simple so that you can remember. If it becomes very complicated, you will keep it pending to remember later, and the time never comes. Okay. So simply remember, within bracket, if you see sometimes there is a if condition, okay, something like this. If you have never seen, you will not accept. There only you stop working, you go here and there, you try to understand this one. This takes a lot of time. So whatever main things that are used in coding, those things you need to remember. Nothing more than that. Now, the second one is this one. Already we knew. We replace that one with a list expression. Okay. So we have not written the for loop here. The for loop and the if condition this way. We have to write a condition here. That's another thing. Condition will come, but we don't need a for loop. In list, the benefit of writing a list expression. See, list expression we say. This one. Within list, you write everything. You can write everything that you will get. The condition is here, and you write everything. If you omit the condition, you will get all the names. If you write the condition, whatever you want, you get it. You don't need a for loop. That is the benefit of using a list expression. Now, I have taken a list here. Okay, you want to get 4 times. You have to, because if you multiply 4 here, you will not get it in list. 4 times you will get this. Numbers will not be multiplied by 4. Okay. Even whatever it is doing, you will not get a different one though here. But 4 into x for x in v we have written. So individually it's operating, right? That's why you are getting individually. But if you multiply here, you will not get it. If you multiply 4 here, okay, you print V, you didn't get, right? So you get 4 times this one, because in list there is no such thing called multiplication. However, if you write this way, okay, if you write this way, individually you can get it, okay, within a list expression. Whatever you want, you can do that. This was a drawback, okay? Initially, when we started, I said most of the time we can, at least we can multiply by a number. But here you are able to do that. You can add x plus x for x and v. So element wise, entry wise, it will be added. Now we have 2. We need a pair ij for I in A, for j in BB. Okay. So all pairs you get. It's like a Cartesian, we say product 1 2 1 4 1 6 1 8 3 2 3 4 3 6 3 8, that way. Okay. All you get, all pairs, because it will take one from here, one from here. It will complete for every entry here. Every other thing will be, everything will be completed from this. Similarly, start from the second one. This much only, I didn't make it complicated. Okay. It's very easy for you to remember. Then how to use time? Again, you need to write import time. I've written a function here. Whatever you want, you can write, not a problem. Here. So again, the result is nothing. For number in numbers, okay, the numbers, whatever you will send, result.append number. That means whatever number you are sending, it will multiply that number. Okay. Then end time. So here start time, here end time. So time. Okay. This is the time. This is here. If you want to see time, okay, method of time, you can check it. So time has a method called time bracketed. Okay. So this method, I've written start. That means the time will be here. You print start here. Okay, why here? Everything will print start. When you start, the time will be printed here. Copy, print end time. End time means it will calculate, right? And then I'm calling the, I've taken array. Okay. Array means so many numbers. See how many numbers? Starting from 1 to up to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this I'm sending to the function, through the function. Okay. Array. Where? This array I want to send to numbers. Okay. C square array. I'm calling the function here. I'm calling the function here. I have to write a print. I think I have to write a print. We'll check. We've written that one. Let's see, it will do that or not. Yeah, start is not defined. Obviously, because I have defined a function here, start is within the function, right? I could have written here outside. It's inside. Yeah, if you want, you can see here also, not a problem. Anyway, we are calculating both. So we can write, we can print here. What is the problem? Though these are the local variables not available outside, you can see them inside. Okay. Now, if you see here, the start time, was this and the end time was this. See, there is a difference, okay? And then when you subtract, you will get the time it took to calculate, to do all these squares, okay? It's a long one. So many zeros I wrote. So this range, this array, okay, I will written array, you write whatever A, B, C, that you send, okay, why array? You just write a, or numbers, numbers you send, okay. Why I have written a big number? All these from here to here, I'm sending because the time we see it takes a very small, like it takes very small time. If you write 10 or 20, the time difference will be very, very small. Okay, that's why I've written a big one. So you see the start time, the end time. Okay, the difference is 327. Not only difference when you multiply by 1000. So why you were multiplying by 1000? Anyone who can answer?
Otherwise, it will come into exponential, the number.
Actually, we get in milliseconds. Okay.
Right.
That's why if you multiply by 1000, you will be able to follow. In seconds, you will get. Okay. So that's why we multiply by 100. And starting time, this one means it will calculate from the starting time. Okay. What is the starting time? I must have explained before. If not in this context. How can you know? You can change into years, right? From second, if you have a calculator, you find the number of minutes, okay? Then number of hours, number of days, number of years. Then how many years you will be able to know? You can do that. And you will be able to know the value of that, okay? You can do that, not a problem. So how can you do is, the second is there, okay? You multiply by 60, multiply by 60 or divide by 60, right? Divide by 60. That way you will get number of hours, number of days, number of years, and you can count, right? Then you will be able to know from where it's counting, from which year it's counting. Do you remember? Anyone remembers? Anyone out here? Okay, you can check that. Okay, you'll be able to know. Mostly, I think all the programming languages, they use from 1980. You can check that. Okay, starting from 1980, how many years? 20 years. Again, leap years you have to calculate another 21 years now, or 20 years, 40, 41 years. Some days, some minutes, some seconds. That will match to the present time. Then this will be more anyway. Again from 1980. I've taken 1980 as best. Okay, you have to verify that. Then you need to take the difference. Okay, the difference you will get this. Okay, so this second difference is there so much. I mean, you calculate. You calculated so much, right? Now, when you are using time, see, I use this one here, and then so if you don't multiply, I mean, I was tricked actually. If you suppose hour is there, you multiply by 60, what will happen? You have to divide by 60 or multiply by 60. Yeah, see, there was a bit of confusion. So what happened is, you actually, when you are multiplying, you are trying to get in millisecond. Why I wondered actually, because how can you think that, how can you think that, I mean, why you will get, it will take 327 seconds. I wonder, because 327 second means it's 65 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds is quite a long time. Do you think 5 seconds is a long time? No, no. The 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes is a long time. We didn't wait 5 minutes. Actually, we get in seconds this answer. When you multiply, you get in milliseconds. We calculated in milliseconds here. In seconds, if you want to know, you don't multiply 1,000. Okay. So now 0.26 seconds, even it didn't take a second. So that's why, because it didn't even take a second, we want to know in terms of seconds. It's even not a second. That's why we multiply, we say these many milliseconds. Okay. All right. Now you find cube numbers. Again, I don't want that. It gives in seconds only. So you run this one. You see it takes 0.35. It's a not a, yeah, it's a half a second. Okay, 0.30. It's not a half a second, it's 1/3 of a second, you can say. 0.35 of a second. This takes, okay, 0.26. Do one more zero. Yeah, now it takes 2 seconds. Okay, it's good. 10 means 10 times number we're taking, right? So fast it's calculating. Cube, right? Cube we are finding. How much time it takes? 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds it takes. And this takes 2.19 seconds. Okay. And when I write this time, this is a Python functionality, base Python. Okay, this is a Python functionality. We have a NumPy one also. Even in Python, we have other ways also, but this is mostly used. That's why I said this one. We can use NumPy way also. That's quite easy. But yeah, this is also not difficult. You remember start time you need to find. You have to write the whole program. Sometimes we check for loop and while loops. Okay, this much work you are doing. And end means time will be calculated here. This is the program. Okay, first time will be calculated here from 1980 in seconds, and then here. Okay, and here after executing the program, then we find the time difference and result print whatever you do. So many numbers you want to do. That's why we define a function here C cube. And we send all these numbers. The range we sent here. Unlike sending 1 or 2, we send the range. And we got a output. Okay. I didn't print the output here. I wanted to know the difference only. That's all for today's class. Do you have any doubt here?
Sir,
Yeah.
so why we are finding,
Maybe it's raining in your place. I'm unable to hear properly.
sir, why we are finding time and all, sir? It's
Why
like
you are
when we
finding
press enter,
time?
we'll get out.
Why you are finding? Yeah. What I say once again. Say once again.
Yes, sir, like how much seconds? So why we are finding this time and all? So
See,
like how many
even
seconds it
we have a
takes?
limited time in this world, right? And now COVID-19, for most of the people, it's making life horrible. It's changing our lifetime. So once people get COVID, they count time. Suppose doctor says you have 15 days time. Okay. So we count time, how much time we have, what else we can do. The management gurus, they say, think that you have 24-hour time and do whatever you can do. Then you will try to do the most of the things in 24 hours. We just want to see how much time it takes, the computer takes. If you do, maybe it will take 1 month time, right? Similarly, when computer calculates, I mean, you are a program to find squares, how much time it takes, to find cube, how much time it takes. Now you know that to find cubes, computer is taking more time because we compared 5.21 with the earlier one. Similarly, suppose you write programs in
Yes, sir.
different ways. Suppose you are comparing for loop and while loop. While loop is a way of finding certain things. For loop also the same thing you can find. So if you see that it takes less time, obviously you like to do things in less time, not more time. Condition that both will give the same output. Suppose you want to travel from Chennai to any place, Mumbai or Delhi or wherever you want. You want to travel. So when you decide between train and a flight, you count time, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all the people that are working.
But
in the
there is a
company.
small difference.
No, you can make it a large difference. You are writing cube here, you write, you make it 15th power if you want to see that difference. We want to see how much time it takes to complete a program, that's all. Nothing more. How
Fine.
much time it takes to calculate Python program, that we are checking, that's all, nothing else here. When you write a big program,
Okay, sir.
yeah, it's a small one you are learning. When you do a project, okay, whole lot of projects, suppose there are 50, 60, 100 lines and you deploy somewhere. Sometimes, you know, website will be very small because it will take a lot of time to calculate those things. And lot of calculations will be there. You might be thinking, okay, there is a small difference between these here. It's learning time. You have written a small one. It takes a little time. It's not always the case. Okay, it might
Okay, sir.
yeah, it might take a long time, so time is very important. Even uh, people said Python is the king, that's fine, but there is a drawback also. Python takes more time because they made it easier as compared to C++. So now people are thinking of another programming language, though it's very difficult to bring another which can work uh, with the same efficiency as with Python, but in terms of time, Julia is working fine. So people are trying Julia. Go is a language, Google language. People trying Go also, but you don't have all those artificial intelligence, all those tools available, because Python is not only base Python, but also it's developed to the last stage, okay, Python. So there is no computer till now, but in terms of time, Julia says will take less time. Okay, we have different languages. We have more languages. We have Swift, we have Julia language, R programming language, C, C++, Java, JavaScript. All languages are there. So somewhere, some languages take more time, some languages take less time. If you give this one to C++, okay, you see how much time it will take. That is one of the drawback of Python. So counting time is something you should know. That's all. It's nothing more than that. In use, maybe you will see differently. Class is over for today. Thank you. I'm leaving.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Okay, fine.